Hi, my name is Elizabeth Davis, and I am presenting on the community in which I currently live, Woodbury Heights. Woodbury Heights is a small community located in southern New Jersey. It's so small that it only encompasses approximately 1.2 square miles. Now, Woodbury Heights was established in 1915, so it is over 100 years old, so it has a lot of history. According to citydata.com, the estimated zip code population in 2016 was 3,200, and it really hasn't changed in the last 2 years. The citizens for Woodbury Heights are predominantly white. According to gender, the members of the community are split pretty equally. However, females have a slightly higher percentage than males do. And the median resident age is about 42, 43 years old. Now, if you look at the chart on the right, it shows the different races that are represented in Woodbury Heights. And as you can see, white or Caucasian is definitely predominant within Woodbury Heights. However, there are some other races, African American, Asian, Hispanic, and other. And then if you take a look at the chart on the left, it's showing the distribution of residents' ages, and it's doing so by male and female. So as you can see, females have generally had a higher representation within Woodbury Heights across all ages. And there are all ages represented in my small community, so anywhere from a newborn to the elderly. Quality of life within Woodbury Heights is pretty great. Education is something that people come to Woodbury Heights for. According to the data represented here through Data USA, approximately 94% have high school education or higher. 21.5 is bachelor's degree, 7.4 is graduate, and only 6.8 have unemployed. It has a relatively low poverty rate of 2.66%, and the median household income is $85,000. Now, when I said that education was something that people moved and stayed in Woodbury Heights for, I will discuss further when I talk about what the good community is and what a good community looks like. Nearly half of the people in Woodbury Heights are religious. So predominantly, you can see 26.4% are Catholic. I believe this is mainly because St. Margaret's is a Catholic private school located in Woodbury Heights, where people all over Gloucester County, which is located within Woodbury Heights, travel for their children to attend school. Other religions that are common within Woodbury Heights are Methodist and Baptist. According to citydata.com, the violent crime rate in 2016 was 50.3, which compared to the U.S. average of 216. Thus, you can see that the violent crime rate within Woodbury Heights is significantly lower than the national average. However, the property crime rate is 157.5 compared to the national average of 216. So the property crime rate is significantly higher than the violent crime rate. And as you can see in the chart, a majority of those crimes are theft related. There are several formal institutions within Woodbury Heights. Some of these institutions include the various churches that are located in Woodbury Heights. Infant Jesus Parish is connected to the St. Margaret's private Catholic school. So that is probably where the most community members go. Other than churches, there is the Woodbury Heights Borough Hall, Court, police station. There's also the public schooling, and Gateway Regional High School is a school for that. And there are different small businesses within Woodbury Heights, but LA Fitness is definitely one of the largest businesses within Woodbury Heights. Some of the informal institutions include the Volunteer Fire Department, the Woodbury Heights Community Center, where they have various movie nights. They have a Geek Fest that's held every October. There's also the St. Margaret's Carnival, which is also a fundraiser for the private school. There's the Veteran Memorial Park, and then there's various sports leagues, so youth soccer, youth football, and youth baseball. Now I want to discuss how Woodbury Heights compares to the Good Community article. So according to safety, yes, Woodbury Heights is definitely a good community in the safety department. And so that's not only due to crime, but it's also because of ecologically, Woodbury Heights provides safe water, sanitary conditions. They have emergency shelter plan, which emergency shelter is the community center. They also have an excellent police and fire department. The police department is local and it's only Woodbury Heights, so the police department is very responsive. According to goods and services, Woodbury Heights is somewhat of a good community. There's minimal travel that people have to do who live in Woodbury Heights to get most of their groceries. So Acme, ShopRite, Aldi, stores like that are not located within Woodbury Heights. However, they're only a very, very short distance, 5 minutes at the most. And that goes for clothing too. Clothing is not far off. Otherwise, there are some goods and services like gas stations and small convenience stores. Relationally, yes, Woodbury Heights is a good community. It's a lot about neighbors helping neighbors. And it's a lot about people knowing who their next door neighbor is. And the community wanting to have the same goals. For instance, because we are such a small community and the fact that we have our own police department is amazing. So at some point, the township had to think about budget cuts, and the community rallied to save our police department because a lot of the force members live within Woodbury Heights and our community members look out for one another. Again, St. Margaret's has a carnival every year, which the community supports in order to fundraise for the school. Woodbury Heights is somewhat of a good community regarding the whole person principle in the fact that I think we want to know more about who the mailman is, who the fire chief is, but sometimes we don't make the time to do so. So that's something that we could work on. Predictability, yes. So change within Woodbury Heights is recognized instantaneously. So if there is a strange car or someone that passes by that we don't recognize, we are on alert. Okay, so a recognized place within the social structure. Yes, the community really does, between township workers to the elderly who do their walks every morning, to the homeless man that the community watches out for and gives him food and shelter when needed. But everyone does have a place within the social structure of Woodbury Heights. Opportunities. There are several opportunities within Woodbury Heights, whether it's various churches, different options for education, work, play. There's several different kinds of parks, politics. There is meetings that are held monthly to discuss community politics. Regarding homogeneity, I think Woodbury Heights does have too much of this. For example, Woodbury Heights is predominantly Caucasian, middle class. middle-aged even. So there's not really enough diversity or heterogeneity um, within Woodbury Heights. So in the pictures, I've kind of included what I think makes Woodbury Heights such a great community. So we have an excellent fire department that is volunteer based. Um, we have our Veterans Park, and our community really supports veterans, anyone in the armed forces. And then we also have beautiful parks and recreational areas. So do I think Woodbury Heights overall is considered a good community? Yeah, I definitely do. And I think that is why so many of the residents have stayed here. Our next door neighbor has been here for years. The neighbor down the around the corner, same thing. So many people have been here for so long because they do love the community. However, everything needs a little work. So there are some changes or improvements that can be made, like the whole person principle. So knowing more about our community members and who they truly are. And also the homogeneity factor, and that we do need some more diversity within Woodbury Heights so that we can be more culturally competent and also be enriched by the lives and differences of others. Well, that is my presentation on Woodbury Heights. The last page is just my works cited, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.